Alright, let's see if I hit the right button. I hit the right button.
Congratulations.
Haha. And we're out here in the wilderness looking for 2 more meteorites.
Bear did something right.
And Greg's bitching about my spelling. It's not that I can't say it, because technically it's the same fucking word. It's I can't spell it. Apparently there's bauxite here. And I found more tetra right there while I was looking for these 2 meteorites. Because that's all we need to get this meteoric steel. Oh, there's one right there. Give me that. Alright, we need 1 more. And I can make this damn meteoric steel. And then I gotta decide what we're doing for our next crucible. And we'll look at that when we get back inside, not out here. Holy crap, there's a lot of rocks here. Sturgis quartz, stantonite.
Oh, fuck.
Quartzite, cubanite. What's your problem?
Nothing.
But I really hate when he does that. By the way, we have Ilrith and Andy, which you obviously know Andy because he can't shut the fuck up for 3 seconds.
Who am I?
Crazy's listening, so if I say anything too terrible, you might hear a random hush in the background. I wanted to talk about that a little bit today because I'm kind of torn on that net neutrality thing. Because I was reading a little bit about it today, and it's an Obama-era thing, so that means it's only come into being in the last 8 years. And I've been on the internet since the internet was born.
Yeah.
I was here before it. And I don't see where anything changed when net neutrality became a thing. So I don't see where we're going to see a difference when it stops being a thing.
And supposedly it's bad.
The problem is that in theory, they can now charge you for access to YouTube.
Yes, but that's a theory. That in theory they can.
It doesn't mean they will happen. Probably they will at some point. But
they didn't it 5 years ago? Or 3 years ago?
Yeah, they didn't charge us before there was net neutrality. It's giving them the opportunity that they could. Now, the way I was looking at it this morning, that gives me the kind of conflicted feeling that I'm having over it is, most people are saying that it's infringing on their freedom.
bullshit.
Because the lack of net neutrality being there infringes on their freedom. Because then the companies can take away the ability to go to certain sites.
Yeah, but it's bullshit.
They can block stuff.
Infringes on their freedom because it's private property.
Well, the way I look at it is they're not really infringing on anyone's freedom. They're changing where the freedom is. Because now the actual ISPs have more freedom of what they can allow going through their servers.
Mm.
You know, say there's a website out there that's, Americans for ISIS.org, please don't look that up because I don't know if it is.
Legally. They can already do that legally with net neutrality.
Oh, can they?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know any of that crap. I just figured, that kind of stuff should be blocked. I'm all for the FCC getting less control over anything. I don't agree with the FCC because I think they block a lot of things that don't need to be blocked and fuck with a lot of shit that don't need to be fucked with. That's the one thing I agree with Family Guy about is, the FCC sucks. I've thought that forever. And I'm not one that is big on the federal government having more control than it needs to have. I am what is considered to be someone that is a supporter of the South in the Civil War. Not the slavery part. That is a completely different issue that everybody thinks was the biggest part of the Civil War. The Civil War was about how overbearing the federal government was getting at that time on the states' rights. States were supposed to have their own government like we have, and the federal government was only technically there for interstate issues. So if, say, Ohio and Indiana had a border war for some reason, or if they had a commerce issue of getting something across the state lines, then the federal government would step in and regulate that. But the federal government was doing more and more federal laws, and that's what ended up making the Civil War happen. And most of it was about slavery that ended up being the stick that broke the camel's back, you know. But there's a lot of other things that led up to it. That was just when they finally said that's the last straw, was when they started to try to disband slavery. Because everybody back in that time had slaves all the way up, into... Yeah. And the northern people had less large areas that needed to be farmed and taken care of. They had smaller areas that their family could take care of. Now, not that I am a fan of any kind of slavery, but at that time it was kind of, for our country at least, necessary, because cotton industry and some of the other really cheap things that sell for cheap amounts wouldn't have been able to be as big as they were without it. Because if you had to actually pay for workers to take care of that stuff, the labor would have made those things cost so much. Now, that's one of those things where it's kind of a catch-22. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Because if you didn't have slavery, then the industry would have probably flopped, and people would have been paying a lot more for being able to clothe themselves, but at the cost of, people's rights to live how they want and their lives itself. Both sides are bad. One side is worse. Slavery, yes, is worse, is the worst side of it. So it did need to go away, but it should have been dealt with a little better, I guess. But anyways, back to what we're actually supposed to be talking about here, is that, by the way, I got my second one, so I'm going home. I don't see where the net neutrality thing is going to be a problem. I think it could be a problem if it's allowed to be a problem. But I don't think that it's going to be allowed to be a problem, because that's something the FCC, as much as I can't stand them, has done pretty good about, is stepping in when needed. I wouldn't want an ISP to be able to say, well, you can't go, watch me stream my streams without paying for it, or blocking it, or charging, or whatever. But I've never seen an ISP try to do that.
Doesn't mean they can't if that law is gotten rid of.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. It's not like Twitter's going to cost you. I seen somebody yesterday on Twitter saying that YouTube was going to cost you $12.99 a month, and Twitter was going to cost you $2.99 a tweet, and Netflix was going to be like $2.99 for every movie you want to watch. Bullshit! It wasn't that before. Why would it automatically become that now? And even if an ISP decides to start charging excessive amounts of money, because that's the other thing that they can do without net
They've
neutrality.
always been able to do that.
That's what I didn't understand, was they can always charge what they want, but net neutrality was supposed to keep a somewhat stable amount across the board of what you pay for your internet. But if a ISP would start doing that, then you're just going to have what we had before net neutrality, which was all kinds of little companies that start up and say, here, get your stuff through us. It's cheaper. You know, back in the 90s, you could go through different ones that were really, really cheap. They were no-name junk companies, damn near. But they would give you it was dial-up, but you know, you could get internet really, really cheap if you didn't want to pay whatever it was that your phone company or whatever, AOL or whatever, was charging. So I don't see where that is going to be an issue either. So I'm kind of conflicted on the part that I do agree that I don't think that ISPs should have or at least use the ability to block anything that they choose. You know, say a ISP would all of a sudden decide, well, not only terrorist organizations are bad, but all Muslim religion is bad.
That would be illegal to do, because that would be discriminating against religion, which is technically illegal in the state.
But if they say, well, we're going to block everything that comes out of a specific country, that's not doing it. See, there's always a way around a rule. You know, the rule is that you
wouldn't be hosted in, say, Saudi Arabia or wherever.
That's true.
They would be hosted in probably the States anyways.
Probably.
Or India or something.
And see, there's also that, well, if net neutrality does happen, hold on, I'll get to reading chat in a second, Greg. I get off track bad enough when I have these two in my head, and when I'm even talking just with myself, so that's why I'm skipping reading chat for the moment. Hey, that guy's got a weapon and it's not yellow and white.
He's saying Comcast did it.
Comcast did what?
The ISP thing.
Yeah, but what do they do?
What they do? Charge more?
ISPs will block or slow down YouTube intentionally to charge customers more for using YouTube. Comcast did that. Comcast actually blocked Google services before Obama had to fix it.
Well, there is ones that have gotten away with doing stupid things, but that's where it needs to be dealt with in a single case thing. It doesn't need to be a overstepping law that says that the federal government doesn't need to have control of fucking everything. And that's the way net neutrality is the government controlling what private business owners can do with their internet. They're providing it to us.
Exactly, and that's where I think it's wrong. In my opinion, the government should have no control over it, or at least close to no control.
Yeah,
because
I don't.
It's private business. It's not a public service. It's not government funded.
Right.
If the government funded half of it, sure, they should have a large say in it.
I agree with that. If the government wants to say what the regulations should be, then we should all have free government-paid internet.
Yeah.
But we don't.
Or at least, partially compensation for whatever you pay currently for your internet.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
You know, but it doesn't work that way. So I wouldn't want the ISPs to be able to say, well, we don't want anybody to be able to go to a website from these countries because they have a personal disagreement with, you know, something about that country or a religion or, you know, anything in that matter. You know, if you had a guy that was all against you being able to make your own soap because he owned a soap company, I wouldn't want him to be able to block any website that showed you how to make homemade soap. Not saying that this would ever happen, but, you know...
Actually, I think that would still be legal.
That
if it can be proven that that's why he would block it, of course.
They blocked Facebook also.
I don't... Block Facebook all you want. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good thing.
That would be a good thing.
No, right now I work with Facebook at the moment.
You work with Facebook at the moment?
Well, the company I work for, we rely heavily on Facebook for our clients.
Block Facebook and Google, and production in Bears Den would go up 400%. Googlebot wouldn't be able to look at Google all the time, and Crazy'd be off of Facebook.
And the streams wouldn't be there because YouTube is also Google.
Hey, hush it. You're screwing up my idea here, damn it. Stop throwing a monkey wrench in my idea.
Oh, I already have those. Yay. Cool. Okay. I didn't know I had 2 circuits made already. Makes me happy. I'm so happy. You want to see? Oh, fuck. I need 2 more circuits. Never mind.
Well, I do believe at the time that these things happened, where Comcast was fucking with shit, which I don't put it past them. Comcast absolutely sucks. Ask Axel, he'll tell you he had Comcast. But
if they suck, how are they still around?
You have a choice. That's the biggest thing that I don't understand is when people bitch that this company did this and this company did that. There is no monopoly on internet. There may be a monopoly on fast internet in some places, but there's no monopoly on internet. You can go to...
Fast internet is not a human right.
No, it's not.
Like, Cox is way better than AT&T. I see.
But you can always go with satellite. You can go with dial-up. You can go with one through your phone company for whatever the fuck it's called. My brain's off again. On a tangent and can't remember. Or you can go with cable. There's always different things that you can do. You're not bound to that one provider. That one provider might provide a faster service, and that's why you want them, but if you want them, you gotta deal with their nitpicky bullshit, I guess. Let's see. What should I do here with this black sand? We can sift it to get a rock. Woo fucking who. And a gold nugget. And a 99% chance of magnetite dust. We can shred it for magnetite.
Stuff in chat.
We can centrifuge it and get a 90% chance and a 10% chance. We can magnetic separate it, get a 99% chance, a rock, gold nugget. So,
There's a, there used to be multiple companies, but there's a city ordinance that disallows satellite.
But how can the city disallow satellite?
Smaller companies got killed and the 2 competing providers merged. Dial-up satellite internet.
Is that where you live, AJ? It is possible to do that. You can... City ordinances can block specific things, but that's where you have to go to your city government and say, look, y'all are fucking up. We need to elect somebody better and have the ordinances changes. An ordinance isn't a unending law. It's just bound by who's in control of the city government at that point in time. Get rid of those jackasses, get in better jackasses that'll get rid of such ordinances. It's that simple. That's kind of the way this works.
Resist the power.
That's why I am a little bit torn between over it, because I don't like the federal government having excess power, but I don't see where ISPs should be able to block specific things either. You know, in a perfect world, you would have, you know, ISPs that said, hey, here's the internet, we'll take your money, we'll provide you access, do whatever the hell you want, and not throttle anything, or try to micro pay your ass to death. But we all know we don't live in a perfect world.
Yeah, we do. I'm here. It's always perfect.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. I am not going for another ride. Stop moving your dumbass cart. Get your ass back over here, up against the wall. Alright, we are finally going to make some meteoric steel.
Finally?
About fucking
you
time.
run around cutting trees the whole time.
I ain't cut down one tree. Shut up or I'm going to. Alright, give me a piece of carbon. Oh, I about blew up my boilers earlier, because I forgot that the server is technically new, and that all my chunk loading kind of went away, and logged off last night with all my boilers running. So when I logged in today, the lag of when the player comes into the world hit, and my boilers went from being perfectly in the middle to over here in the yellow somewhere.
Oh, wow. Is that Bearson Light?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It happens in single player. It happens everywhere. You're supposed to be over here today, jackass, so I don't even want to fucking hear it.
Stupid chest plate nano machine thing.
You're still trying to get that done?
This is the first time I came back.
Slow ass.
That's a lot of boilers. You had a setup like that before over on Stylecraft GT6.
Mm-hmm. That's the way I like to do my boilers.
And I guess you have that on main also, downstairs.
Yeah, I just have it downstairs coming up instead of behind. Where the hell did I put my lighter?
It's a big building.
This is an old tungsten vein.
Really big, wide and tall.
Where the hell did I put my lighter? Is my lighter in my inventory? My lighter's in my fucking inventory. Good God. I really am that dense.
And blind.
And blind.
And deaf.
Hey, hush it, you. Let's light these bad
And we're
boys
not
back.
deaf enough.
Huh?
Hey Bear, it's almost Christmas.
Yeah, shut up.
Your IE crates are all Christmassy.
Yeah, I know. It's annoying. Shut up. Oh shit, we're full again.
It would be kind of awesome if you could decorate the IE crates like they are now, just with different color ribbons or something, whatever you want to call that. So you differentiate between them.
You can make presents.
Yep.
That's from Chisel.
That's what
Yeah,
we did in,
they are regular chests, aren't they?
Yeah. I have really got to get some freaking pipes. This is annoying having to carry these things over here.
I have almost enough. I have almost enough to make 4 stacks of titanium.
Congrats.
Oh wait, he doesn't need a packager. Never mind.
What I would be smart to do is when it's shredding a whole lot of a certain thing, is just put a barrel right beside it.
Yeah, because the barrel automatically packages it.
Yeah.
Into an ore. Or not ore, a dust.
A dust.
That other thing would be kind of crazy if it worked, but yeah. Especially since then you could get byproducts again.
What thing?
If it compacted into an ore again.
Oh, yeah.
Of the dust into an ore, then you can get new byproducts from the byproducts from the byproducts. Of course, you get a lot less over time, but
we already kind of have that with the purified ores coming out of the sluice.
Yeah.
Where you can get byproducts from a better material that you get out of a lesser material. So,
yeah.
Which I think is awesome, because a lot of times it's hard to get certain materials. Like, I've already got a piece of osmium. Where's that? Right here. We've got one tiny pile of osmium dust already.
Yeah.
And we got that because he added osmium as a byproduct of molybdenite. Molybdenite, as it should be pronounced.
I forget how to pronounce that either.
Yeah. I actually learned how it's properly done because Axel was a dick and gave me a bunch of crap about how I was saying it, and actually gave me a link to Merriam-Webster's frickin'...
Oh, it's actually a legit metal?
Yes, it is a legit metal.
That was like one of the few that would be made up.
No, that is a real one. It's an actual element. That's why it's in the periodic table. I don't think we actually have any in the periodic table. I think it goes like there. But if he gave me a link to where it sounds out the word for you in Merriam-Webster, and it's molybdenum is how you actually pronounce it. Annoyed the shit out of me. That's why I call it Molly B. So I don't give a shit. Imminent rutile. I know I have some here somewhere. Now, where the fuck is it?
You found some rocks of it the other day. Yesterday.
Oh, ilmenite. Now, rutile.
I'm down to 5 rutile.
What the hell is the rutile? It's purplish, ain't it?
Purplish, pinkish, at least in GT5.
Maybe I don't have any rutile here. I might actually not have any rutile. We'll hold on to that one for now.
Okay.
So you have one in the inventory and you don't have any of them?
I have 22 1/72 of them. That ain't doing me dick.
Yeah.
Ooh, more zirconium. I always like finding that. Now I can make pickaxes out of it. Alright, so this should be good enough for a little bit. I'll have to go back and check it in a few minutes. Let's get this meteoric steel done so we can get this mold done, and then we got to figure out what mold we're going to next. So there is our 20 meteors. Switch our stuff out here. And we need this in plate form. We're going to make it into the iron first. And then we'll throw in the carbon. Oh shit. My lighter is empty. Damn it.
Shit.
Now I gotta go get a box of matches. Damn it. Stop fucking around with that before you blow up. Get your ass over here in front of the crucible and watch the damn thing. Walk away from it and screw it up. And then I'm gonna be pissy.
Oh.
I don't even remember how hot this has to be.
I can make it out of energy crystal. That's expensive. Because that energy crystal can be used as chrome.
Energy crystal can be used as chrome? It's made out of...
The rubies you use to make chrome rubies are used to make chrome, are also used to make the energy crystal. Instead of making the energy crystal, I can make chrome.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have any sapphire exquisite or sapphire flawless, so I would have to use the energy crystal.
Oh, that's an expensive way to do it. Because you need EV servers, I think.
Yeah, it takes workstations.
Yeah, and you can do it with HV if you have the flawless, or without if you have exquisite.
Yeah, we should have some ore, I think.
Alright.
If you come over here, I have 33 flawless, you can have some.
You don't have any over here on Thylecraft.
Yeah,
I mean, over here on this server.
What do you gotta have for meteoric steel? I forget. What temp do I gotta be to? I can't spell meteor.
Steel.
Yeah, there we go.
Scroll all through it.
So, meteoric steel, it forms at what? 2246. Ouch. Okay, so that's why it wasn't done yet.
That's close to boom point, isn't it?
Not
25?
quite. Yeah, 25 is boom point.
1811
is not a problem.
Is that bad?
Yeah, we're on liquid, so it's not an issue.
1811K. Which is...
What number did I say? 22?
2246, I think.
Okay. The crucible I don't have to worry about because it's already a meteoric. It can go even higher. It's the mold that I got to pour it into. Alright, we're going to go to 23, shut it off. Now this should be meteoric steel. Perfect. 4, 5. Alright, so now we can turn this into our mold.
Oh, calcite. Okay.
Calcite, one of the most useless materials in the game.
Yes, most definitely.
Use that to make meteoric iron.
Heh.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, we don't do it here.
You can make it from with some weird ways.
Wait, you get it from centrifuging ashes give you quicklime?
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy way to make it. Or a chemical reactor at program circuit 1. Calcite to quicklime. But I can use calcite instead of quicklime.
Yeah.
To do it in a blast furnace.
Alright, so now, Andy?
No.
Shut the fuck up a minute. I need to think. This is going to be bad, so shut the fuck up and let me think. Alright, so meteoric steel melts down at 2807. So I need something that I can do below that is not iridium if possible. That will go up high enough to get me to molybdenum, I do believe, is the next one I need to get to. So 2807 is the melting point. Molybdenum melts at 2896, so I cannot do moly in it. Neodymium, though, melts down at 3437 and melts at 2750. So I can do niobium in a meteoric steel, and then I can do the molybdenum in that, and that'll get me to the tantalum, if I remember correctly. It melts down at 3620. Tantalum melts at 3290. So yeah. So the next 3 crucibles I'm going to do is niobium, molybdenum, tantalum. I'm going to skip the iridium and the titanium niobium completely, because if I had titanium, I could do it, not the regular titanium. The titanium niobium one. There it is. I could do this one, which would be a step in between. I think I still need, let's see, melts down at 29.31, so I could do moly in that. So, you know, this one you can make technically, I believe, now. Because we can make the titanium without tungsten. It's just not as easy. Because you get the titanium. Let's see. How do we do titanium now? I need titanium dust. So, give me... Oh. I need this one. Somewhere in here will be a dust. Give me a dust. That'll work. There we go. So the dust actually comes from bathing sodium dust and titanium tetrachloride. So the hard part would be the tetrachloride stuff, which we need a burning mixer for. And this is the only thing, is the molten calcite, which I would rather put into a smelter to get, but you can technically do it in a crucible and pick it out with one of Greg's extruded cell container thingies, because its own temperature is only 1612. So you can technically do that. So I need niobium, which means I need a tantalite vein, which I'm going to need anyways because I need tantalum for the top tier crucible. Let's see. Is there any way of getting the obium outside of that vein? Because that vein is a pain in the ass to find. Let's see. Niobium dust. Let's look at the tiny one, actually. Tiny niobium dust. An electrolyzer comes from niobium nitrate, which we don't have. Titanium, impure pile of titanium dust, which doesn't exist. Impure pile of niobium dust. That ain't helping anything. Purified. Right there is where we normally would get it, which is tantalite dust. And impure pile of rutile dust. Well, we can get rutile dust. There is rutile ore out there. I just have to find that. Sifting is probably going to be all the same shit. Shows up here as being a byproduct of tantalite and rutile. So that's the only two places we're going to be able to get it. So we either need to find a titanium vein or a tantalite vein. So you guys are going to get to watch me mine some more today.
Awesome. I love watching you mine.
Because y'all loved it so much yesterday. You
I
get to
totally
watch
dig
some
that.
more today.
I get so much pleasure out of watching you mine.
You get a pleasure out of watching me do a lot of things. You're kind of kinky, fucker. You're a little weird.
I more use the word disturb rather than king.
That sounds more disturbing.
Speaking of, I don't think I ever told you guys my my dad's philosophy on the difference between erotic and kinky.
Is there a difference?
You know what the difference is between erotic and kinky?
What?
Erotic is when you use a feather. Kinky is when you use the whole fucking chicken.
They makes sense.
Yeah.
See how YouTube likes that one.
You'd probably get flamed for animal cruelty now.
AJ said, "Ew." Well, my dad was a little strange.
Relating to or tending to arouse sexual desire or excitement.
Really, you had to go Google it and get a explanation or a definition.
And then kinky, involving or given to unusual sexual behavior.
What in the world is Greg's decimals about over there? 3.5?
That's what my suggestion is. Next time he add the 3.5 out of 483rd.
Fuck off.
Of all the
483rd. 3.5?
Yeah.
Greg, hold on. Greg, I can delete the World Gen config, right? Because I only need the World Gen new config. I do believe. By the way, I'm going and looking at the World Gen to figure out where these two veins are. I think the rutile one is close to 32 or below. Around 20. And niobium, I think, is 40 to 50. But I want to make sure. The whole fucking chicken. Not just a piece of it, the whole damn thing. Okay. That's what I thought. So I'll delete that one then. Salt marble. You know, if I learned how to use the search function, if I could actually spell shit, that would make this so much faster.
Probably.
But it won't ever happen.
It takes me so long to be able to search for it because I can't spell the shit. Saltpeter's, phallerite, smithonite. Are these smalls I'm looking at? Or, no, that's bedrock ones. Yeah, that's not helping me any. Not looking for the bedrock ones right now, thanks. What the hell is that one? Stoltzite? What the fuck is stoltzite? Greg, when the hell did you add this stuff?
1440ths.
What the hell is...
I was saying 1440ths.
Because that's 1,000th of, well, thousands of
I was saying 144 and
Stoltzite.
288. Which is...
Well, what is this shit?
Second half of the 144.
Yeah, that's because half of the 144, it's half in England.
Stoltzite is tungsten. It gives you tungsten trioxide in a crucible.
Oh, wait. I know what you're doing.
Okay. Okay.
You're doing 72nd times 9. So that's 648.
Okay. Never heard of that one. Okay, back to the...
No, wait.
Thingy here? Humanite, lusterite, adamantine, ooh, ferberite. Is that an ore that gives out Furbies? Ferberite.
Depends on how hard you hit it.
When you mine one, will a bunch of little Furbies pop out at you? Okay, small ores. That's not what we're looking for either. Because I don't think there's any niobium small ores. Let's look and see. Redstone, graphite, pinline, emerald, aquamarine, morganite, heliodor. I think that's a kind of emerald.
Which one?
Heliodor.
It's definitely a gem, but that's about all I know.
Big Spite.
Gemish kind of thing.
Maxix. Good God, he's got a lot of new ones in here. I ain't seen no. Graphonite. That's the shit right there.
No, it's crap.
I still say because it's craponite, it should have a random chance of just breaking on you when you make a tool out of it. Democracy is not a bad thing. In small,
there's more stupid people than smart people.
In small portions, it's not a bad
American
thing.
democracy.
Now, American democracy, that's different because that's a large population of people trying to vote. But you got to remember, we have more people in America that vote for who's going to win American Idol than president.
Well, they gotta prioritize, you know.
If that tells you anything about our country, or tells you anything about the representatives that we have to vote for, in the case of me, because I don't vote. I don't vote because I won't vote for, like South Park puts it, a douche or a turd sandwich. When we actually get a decent choice of people to vote for that you can actually trust not to be a lying pile of shit, then I'll think about voting. Until then, I'll sit my lazy ass at home, thanks. I had somebody tell me once, well, if you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain about what they do. Bullshit. I got the right to complain about what they did because they suck so bad I knew not to vote for them.
Oh, nice. Yay.
And trust me, I have the right to bitch about anything. I'm American.
Well, I'm not sure you have the right, but you're gonna use it either way.
I'm American, damn it. I got the right to vote. I got the right to bitch about anything.
No, you don't. Oh, there's more flawless up here.
That's not a God-given right. That's an American right.
Shit. Shit's good.
Only for some people. Apparently you would be one of them.
I found a Labotron in a place I didn't know I had a Labotron in.
Do you have a fecal-philiac issue?
You fucking retarded piece of shit.
Pyrolusite. That's the shit I need to get a hold of, because that's good shit. That's not what we're here for, damn it. Focus, fucker, focus.
Damn it. I didn't do it.
Large veins. There we go. Now we found what we're looking for. Bauxite, iodine salt, rock salt, soapstone, asbestos. Yeah, that shit will give you cancer. I'm going to go mine that and my character's going to die.
One can only hope.
Pitch blend, plutonium, monazite, diamond, galena, quartz, iodine, palladium, molybdenum, cassiterite, tungsten. I know it's not disabled. I wrote the scripts for that server, jackass.
Supply is disabled. Whatever that means.
Don't care. Just make the damn thing. It works.
I put the energy pack in the circuit and the Blaptron crystal together. Nothing happens.
Dash dolomite. Does it have power in it?
The Blaptron?
Yes. Has it ever been powered?
Yes.
There's your problem.
No, screw that problem.
MBT data's fucked up on it.
Well, make another one and then power it and see if it's the same thing.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't see a tantalite in here anywhere. What the fuck? Okay, titanium. There's the titanium. That is max height of 40, min height of 10. So I'll go right around 30 and hopefully find it. I'll take a hammer with me.
Hopefully it'll work for you.
What the hell did he name the... I thought it was always called tantalum, tantalite vein. I don't see the motherfucker in here. Greg, are you screwing shit up on me again?
Still not working, Bear. I just made a new one.
The energy pack has energy in it. Drain the energy pack. Look at the recipe and look at what it says it has to have. It has to have the exact NBTs.
Stupid.
Yes, it is.
1.42 M. 1.42 M. Okay. It's saying I can use the energy pack I have now. And the NBT, it wants an industrial craft 2 advanced circuit. When I can't get that because the stupid electrical age is in the way.
Well, that's That I can't help. You have to have that advanced circuit. If we can't have that advanced circuit, you need to turn that into Axel and tell him to get rid of that stupid-ass mod that nobody gives a shit about.
It automatically makes an advanced chip when you make the circuit.
Then that config needs to be changed so that doesn't do that.
Well, I can't make your stupid machine then.
Well, then you need to tell Axel. Not something I have control over.
I haven't talked to him in a while.
That's what you have Slack for.
Slack.
Seriously, Greg, what the hell did you do with this? Hi, Japanese person, I can't say your name. Googlebot, you want to tell me what their name is?
Yeah, I can.
Thank
But
you.
he only said hi, Greg. He didn't say hi to you.
I don't give a shit. I'll say hi to.
No,
I'll be back.
wrong fucking website.
Okay, that's the smalls. Let's get back out of those.
Lala. His name's Lala.
I think that would be her then, probably. Not him.
And it's Korean.
Korean.
And in Korean, it's La.
Huh?
There's a L-A-L-L-A.
Hi, Bob. That's the best you're getting out of me. My default for anything I can't say. Hi, Bob.
Well, Bob's a girl, so you should call her a female name.
Bobette? Not Lorena Bobette.
Lorena.
It's got the same type of symbols as Japanese shit. Remember, I'm a bigot. I'm racist. They all look the same.
I already told you it's Korean.
Overlook my dumbass.
Greg.
Lapis, bauxite, iodine salt, rock salt, soapstone.
Not listening hard enough.
That's fine. Asbestos, sapphire 2, garnet, pitch blende, plutonium, monazite, diamond, galena, quartz, olivine, platinum, molybdenum, cassiterite, tungstate, magnesium, beryllium 2, titanium, nickel, tetra, redstone, magnetite. Why is there a magnetite in here? Magnetite doesn't exist anymore.
I fell asleep. What'd you say?
Iron, copper, another quartz, sulfur, adamantium. There's actually an adamantium. It's a density of 2. Holy shit. You're never going to find that. And it can be from height 10 to 120. Holy crap nuggets. And it's actually enabled. Huh. Nakoda. Wait a minute. Am I reading this right? Is Nakoda actually enabled in the overworld? Density of 5, enabled true. Min height of 10, max height of 60. Dash, Dolomide. Moon Mars. What the hell that's in here? Cheese. Customs. Trinium. Gold. There is no tantalum vein. What did you do with the tantalum vein, Greg? It's not the same type. There is obvious differences, and I knew it wasn't Japanese or Chinese, so it had to be Korean. Uh-huh. I don't know the difference. They're all squiggly marks to me. Greg, what happened to the tantalite vein? What did you do? I don't see it in here. Alright, I'm going to have to figure out how to spell tantalite, apparently. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we'll just look up. I need tantalite. A light. Alright. In a sec here. Find. Now, can I spell it? Light. Can't find because you put a J in there, dumbass. Light. Okay. There we go. Tantalite. Oh, it's in magnesium. Son of a bitch. Alright, so 20 to 30. Alright, so that one we need to go to like 25-ish. So on mining we will go.
I need to find
pickaxe. I need to go put these away. I brought these from over the other side. So we'll throw these over here for now. Get them out of my inventory. I got plenty of food. Drop off this damn silver wrench. And match. And other shit that I don't need. By the way, I was working on my wall. I think I need to put something in there to break up the gray boxes. I haven't decided what yet. So if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. Yeah, I finally found them. I forgot that it was probably... Oh, I need to fix this. Because I'm going to fall through there. Steal some cobble here. Let's see if we can get around the... We can't. Damn it. Alright, give me the track. Now, is this going to go the right way? Good.
Bear can't see a difference because he doesn't watch anime.
No. Most definitely not.
Lots of boxes. Lots of diagonal lines.
There we go. That one. Alright. We'll fix the rest later. Now let's go. I need to be up here on 25, which is this one. Holy crap, there used to be something apparently right there. And now it's gone. Got little random holes everywhere.
Won't you just fall through if there's a hole there?
Mm-hmm.
Even though the track just goes right over it, so the train should go right over it?
The cart will go over it until something has interacted with it, made a block update. But if you try to walk over it, you'll fall through it.
Which doesn't make sense either, because that track should hold you up.
Mm-hmm. But I guess the minecart is technically interacting with the track itself, not the block the track is on. Where you are interacting with the block the track is on when you walk on it. And I did not make any damn torches. Hold on.
Hey Barry, you need to make some torches before you go.
Fucking torches.
Not fucking ones. Just make some regular torches.
This is probably a bad idea. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah, fucking torches is a bad idea.
This is probably a bad idea. Something's gonna fall on my head.
Mining without torches?
No, holes above my head.
Oh, yeah, probably. You like things falling on your head, though.
Not really. Especially not like that stupid creeper that fell on my head yesterday. Scared the shit out of me. Damn thing.
Oh, tomorrow's Saturday.
Yes.
Dragon killing time.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Who's gonna be lagging as hell and dying like fire forever?
You will die. I will live.
So where's all my shit gonna go when I die?
Depends on how you die. Ow!
If I just get thrown off the edge, my shit is just gonna die and I won't be able to come back.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone. Why is my thingy not kicking his ass?
I'll just let you two go play with the dragon. I'll just stand and watch.
Why are you no fighting? Because you're out of power.
Yes, that's exactly why.
Crank this bitch up.
I'm back.
Kick his ass.
Hey, I found some rats.
Haha.
Cooked rat.
I don't want no damn rat burgers. Would you stop trying to feed me rat burgers?
I found them in the furnace.
We removed underground biomes because everybody was crying about how hard it is to mine through the rocks.
Ooh, I know what I could do.
The only holes that are technically from underground biomes being gone is the ones that are black. The other ones are ones that I mined a small ore out of and never filled the hole back in. But yes, that's your rocks, your ores that were in them don't default back to being stone when we took the mod out, so we just lost those. What was I doing? Oh yeah, torches. That's what I was doing. Sulfur! Give me sulfur. We have 28 sulfur. Well, that means we can make 28 times 2 torches. Because who the fuck needs sulfur?
You do?
Nobody. Shit is useless. And I have sulfur ore now, so even if I did need sulfur, not a problem. And now I just used up all of my sticks when I actually need sticks for tool handles for my pickaxes. So let's take these treated sticks because they work now. Any sticks over here? Stick, 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 stick. What about the lathe? We have a lathe. Anybody ever run a bunch of sticks? No. Because we don't need to. We've got a tree farm that makes sticks. That's right. Here, just give me all these. Ah, kiss my ass. I got sticks. Let's leave the matchbook. We don't need that. And the flint. Oh yeah, I want to take a hammer with me too, so I can prospect a little bit. Let's go break the hammer. That'll make him happy. Look at the rendering of the hammer in my hand. That looks awesome.
Don't see a hammer.
It does not look so awesome when it's in third person, though. It's a ghost hammer. He needs to work on that.
Come on, put the hammer in your hand. You're Thor.
Yes, those holes were Greg Tech ores. They were either small ores or regular ores from the vein.
Ghost hammer.
Yeah.
That looks awkward. Why the fuck is it a ghost?
Now, it's only going to be region 1 that we're going to have those missing ores, because everything else got reset. So it's only going to be that first region that we're kind of going to be screwed in. Yeah, I told QWERTY this morning about his rendering being yellow and white for just about everything on the server tool-wise. And I also invite him to come play here if he would like to test that kind of shit. Found traces of silver ore. Galena ore. Really? Oh, look at this. Ha 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 ha. Prospecting for the win, baby. There's a third Galena vein we have now. Right above my fucking head. 1 block above my head. And literally, I found it because I was trying to place a torch with a hammer.
Yeah, okay.
If I hadn't have been trying to place a torch with a hammer like an idiot, I'd have never found it. So let's mark this. If I could type, this would be a good thing. Alright. So now we can go back to the regular tunneling. Looking for the proper shit. And I can go about 48 blocks before I have to test again. Because this will be... That'll be about one vein. I still don't see why people don't like this way of looking for ores, because, like, I can hear those zombies right now. That means there's a cave around here. I can go play. I feel like you take the wrong lessons from things. What do you mean?
That you are an idiot and try to place torch with a hammer?
It was a good thing I was an idiot and tried to place a torch with a hammer.
To see if it works or not?
Because then I found my galena. Being an idiot is a great thing at times.
I love being it. Oh wait, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. Don't lie to yourself.
Oh, I don't care if he lies to himself as long as he doesn't lie to us.
Hey, I probably should drink some. I'm out of drinky stuff. Damn it.
You should have brought some sluice juice.
And Greg won't let you drink sluice juice. He's rude.
He's a mean ass.
Yeah, I wish he would. I want to get Shadow to drink it. Give him, like, slowness 10. Because all the rocks in your belly.
Slowness 10?
Oh, yeah. I thought it'd be a great way to slow his ass down, make him drink some damn sluice juice.
Who, Shadow?
Yeah. He moves too fast. Alright. Not far enough yet. I feel like I learn the right lessons and everything. It's just the perspective that you use of what you did. Gotta have a positive look on things.
You know Axel's gonna take like a week to get back to me.
Probably. I can't believe GregTech doesn't override their unification. Not that it would change anything, because if it did, it would unify it to one of the integrated ones.
Yep.
And that wouldn't work either. Now, you could go and talk to Chaco Head, who is the person that fixed the recipes for that mod, and ask him to make the circuit a OR dictionary circuit, and then any advanced circuit would work.
Yeah. Chaco Head.
He's in IRC normally.
What's he in control of?
The mod that went with that gravity suits.
And
Gravity suits mod.
That one TC guy is back.
What one TC guy?
The one guy that's in here that we play with on Saturdays?
Me!
Yes, that guy.
Oh, that guy, the loud talking in his car guy.
Yes,
okay.
The loud talking car guy.
Gotcha. That net dude.
Yep, he's in control of the internet.
Yes. He's the one that broke net neutrality.
I know, right?
Nope, not me. We'll blame that MC.
Well, I suppose if I was getting as much money in my pockets as the FCC chairman, I might think about things.
Hmm. Yeah, by the way, NetMC is on the other side of the fence about net neutrality. From me. He thinks it's a great thing.
To keep.
Yes. Where I'm on the fence about, I don't know.
I don't see either way, because I've seen internet in both areas, and they've seen the same. Thing.
I didn't see any change.
The net neutrality just means that your ISP can't dictate or charge you more for accessing certain sites.
But they never did before.
They didn't do that before anyways, before 2015.
Oh, yes, they did. They didn't charge you more, but they actually got caught blocking BitTorrent traffic and claimed they didn't.
And that's why they passed net neutrality.
They have put in tracking cookies. Verizon is guilty of putting in tracking cookies on all sites you visit from your mobile devices. They were injecting tracking cookies when you visited on the Verizon network. If you have a Wi-Fi,
nothing to do with but tracking cookies have nothing to do with neutrality, net neutrality.
Oh, but I mean, if you were on Verizon's network, they were putting in a tracking cookie no matter what site you went to. They were injecting it into your data. It was not there from the website itself. It was Verizon injecting it into the data that they were sending you.
But
Y'all got some.
That is net neutrality related. It's kind of wrong to do, but
it's most definitely wrong to do. The net neutrality means that the ISP that you subscribe to can't do anything to the data that you're requesting. They have to leave it alone and let it pass off to the website that you're.
I don't support, because in my opinion they should be allowed to change the data to some degree.
Why?
No. They should be allowed to change your data.
Why should they be able to change your data?
Why not?
Because it's not what you're requesting.
No, there's a difference between monitoring everything you're doing and changing what you access.
Tracking cookies is one way to monitor it, and that is by changing the data.
No, that's a bad thing to do.
I agree it's a bad thing to do, but it doesn't change the fact that it's
unlike Europe, where you're at, we don't have but maybe one or possibly two choices for internet providers.
I have two as well. Actually, I only have one at the moment. Exactly where I live, because I live in bumfuck nowhere, and then normally I would have plenty of choices, yes.
I live in BFE, Ohio, and I've got 4.
I'm in St. Louis. I've got 2 choices. I've
Really?
got the cable provider, or I've got the telco provider. That's it.
Really?
Yep.
I can get it through my phone company. I can get it through my
wireless, because you can't get 25 megabit or better speeds.
Well, that's your problem, not theirs.
You don't have right to go faster.
But if I'm counting high-speed internet, I only have one choice, which is the cable provider. That's it.
Or we have.
You have 2 choices. You also have the choice of not using it and then accepting slower speeds.
That's not really a choice in today's world, since half the government stuff says, hey, access our stuff online.
Yeah, but you don't need high-speed internet to do so. You can do
No,
that
you
with
just have internet.
2 megabits. That is even more than plenty to access government. Unless you're downloading the entire archive.
Yeah, but the main thing is in the U.S. we do not have competition, which means that whoever you're using as your ISP is likely only one of 2 choices, if that.
You have.
But that doesn't mean that the law should be so they cannot do what they should be able to do. Just means that the other people should start up and try to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except for they pay all the politicians to prevent that. So
that's another problem. That's nothing to do with net neutrality.
That's a whole other problem. Yes, I agree.
That's corruption. that's
Oh,
something else.
most definitely. But without that being addressed, the net neutrality is the next best thing. It just means that your ISP can't screw you with.
That's a Band-Aid fix. That's a Band-Aid fix for a bullet hole.
Well, until we kick everyone out of Congress and elect people that will actually do something about it, we're going to have that problem.
Well, that's kind of the problem. Deal with the actual issue, not impose something weird.
But also about the tracking cookies that were injected, I still don't see tracking cookies. Well, ethically, it's a bad thing, yes. But in reality, it doesn't.
It's one thing if you're getting it from the site that you're accessing. You have a choice whether to go to that site. But it's another thing when the provider you're connecting through is.
Don't you love it when he gets in one of those bad areas?
But, yeah, I know. I get what you're saying about it. But yeah, that's true. But I still don't see why they shouldn't be allowed to do it.
So one of the things with the net neutrality is they can't do stuff to mess with your data, either access or adding things or removing things.
Also, how would they inject if you ran it over SSL, HTTPS? They wouldn't be able to inject the cookies then.
You have to wait until he gets out of robot land.
Yeah.
He's stuck in that shit area.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not out now.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's fine now. But if you run it through HTTPS, so it's SSL based, then they wouldn't be able to inject the tracking cookies. Unless they inject them on a level which shouldn't be possible. As in, technically possible.
What was that? If you used what?
HTTPS based, just SSL based HTTP. Or encrypted, rather.
The secure
HTTP.
HTTP.
Yeah, secure HTTP thing.
Yeah, they should not be able to inject. But they can actually do man in the middle.
SSL fast enough.
See, here's the other part: is they could do man in the middle attacks on it very easily. They could put an HTTPS proxy in the middle, and since all of your traffic goes through them, you wouldn't necessarily know that you were getting redirected because you'd still have an HTTPS certificate, except for it be from them.
Yeah.
Somebody want
to? Also, how they actually did, and that was an attack some months ago, where some ISPs in unmentioned countries were infiltrated, and all downloads to, for example, Skype and other popular programs, they were being redirected at ISP level to infect the infected installation.
Exactly. So
that was an attack, basically.
That was an attack, yes. But there's a fine line between being an attack and being something that's going to help line the pockets of the company. Because now they say, hey, you want this high-speed unlimited internet and access to your Netflix and all your streaming sites? Well, that's going to cost you $10 more a month.
They can, but does that mean they will?
Oh, someone's going to try it.
They didn't before, so why would they now?
Certainly did.
But it's been 3 years, and they could have reasons why. They could already be planning what they're going to do after it gets solved.
I still don't see the shit.
They will try some stuff, because they will try stuff. And some
will probably already tried some stuff. Which is why the rules went in the first place, is because ISPs were doing it and got caught doing it and lied about doing it.
But that's the way shit should work.
Stuff they did that weren't really wrong to do. Like throttling BitTorrent traffic is not wrong to do.
Now, if they said, yes, we throttle BitTorrent traffic, that wouldn't necessarily have been wrong. They lied about it. That's the problem.
That's wrong, yeah.
That's a completely different story, though. That is ethics, not...
You can't teach a corporation ethics.
No. But
so the only thing you can do is legally require them to not do anything.
Still
one way or the other.
Which would still not stop them from doing it.
Right.
Stop them from getting
No,
charged
but
more
they would have fines. They would have the government could fine them when they got caught doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing.
They should be able to fine them for lying.
It.
They should be able to fine them for lying. It's the same as if a person lied under oath. If a corporation
No,
is...
it's not illegal to lie.
It sure as fuck should be. It is if you're under oath. That's why Clinton about got impeached.
It's fine. Isn't it illegal to lie in, or even not under oath if it's in sort of testimony or...
Yeah.
Government response, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so, yeah, like that. Then even if it's not under oath, it's still illegal to lie.
Because Clinton wasn't getting impeached for getting a blowjob.
$5,000 and they make $50,000. What do they care?
Well, yeah, but they should be fined for, say, 5% of their annual revenue for it.
They should be fined $5,000 for everybody that was affected by the lie.
Nah, because that's impossible to measure. But measuring it like 5% of the annual revenue would be a huge hit. And easy to measure.
But Clinton didn't almost get impeached for getting a blowjob. He got almost impeached for lying.
He actually was impeached.
He never officially got impeached. He got out
He was never
before.
removed from office.
Right.
There's a difference, but he was impeached.
And what was impeached in this case?
He needs to answer that, because to me, being impeached means you are no longer president.
Andrew also was impeached, but he was not removed from office. Impeachment is just one way to remove. It's basically 50% of Congress has to vote for impeachment, but then to actually remove from office, it's 2/3.
Mm. So it's slap on the wrist, unless it gets too bad, then it's removed.
Right.
Impeachment is the first step to getting rid of him, pretty much.
Correct.
And his term ended before they got the removal part.
Yeah, well, I think they actually had to vote and did not have 2/3.
Really, I thought it ran out. He ran out of time.
That may be too.
I still
He
don't
was never
understand why it
removed,
was
although
such
he
a
was
big thing.
impeached.
Yeah, but I don't understand why it was such a big thing. Sure, it was wrong, and it was probably abusing of his power to some degree.
He lied about it. That's the big thing.
It's the lying part.
But that's not unusual for a politician.
Well, the bad part is that he got caught by the government doing it. It's not unusual for a politician to lie. That is kind of one of their...
That job.
that's part of their job almost anymore. Is
Yeah,
to
most of them
lie.
evade the question, don't really answer the question, answer another question, but they never say, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And
He said, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah, he came right out and said, no, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And then tried to change the definition of sex that it
But
has to
how
be...
was it actually proven that he had it?
He had a dress.
She had she had her dress that had his semen on it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, great.
Next time, tell her to get naked first. Simple as that.
Oh, hey, I need to drink something. Made all that juice, never drank any. Good idea. Alright, should be hammer time. Materials is changing.
You get politics.
Yeah, that's why I always said we don't talk politics here, because no two people, even if they somewhat agree, will ever truly agree on a whole subject.
Like we just been doing an hour of talking about.
You know, Ilworth kind of is on one side completely, you're on the other side completely, and I'm in the middle. I don't really give a shit.
I honestly don't give a shit either, because it won't affect me.
We can't change anything. Nothing's gonna.
Well, we can.
It's all up in the top.
The only thing we can do
Can't do
is
anything.
deal with the politicians that do it.
Anything is because you don't believe you can change it. It doesn't mean you personally can change it, but if everyone thinks they can't change anything, then nothing will change in their favor.
Mm.
It's basically like that. One vote is pointless. There's no reason for a single person to vote. But the danger lies when a lot of people think that.
Because those one votes turn into thousands and millions of votes.
Exactly. One vote doesn't do any difference. Fuck all. But 1,000 or a million will.
That's one of the reasons it's bad that a high voter turnout is considered 20%.
Yeah. That's really sad.
That's why I said in America more people will vote for American Idol winners than they will for presidents. But it's because, you know, a lot of things factor into that. One, you've got two really shitty candidates usually that nobody knows if they can trust.
Yeah, but it's also easy to vote for the American Idol thing. First off, because people don't care about who wins.
You can also sit on your ass and do it at home. You don't have to go anywhere to do it.
You don't have to read up on who stands for what.
Right. You also don't have the whole issue of, well, if I vote for this guy and he sucks and our country gets blown the fuck up because we go to some stupid war we shouldn't be in or whatever, fighting against somebody we shouldn't be or whatever, then they feel like it's on their back to say, I voted for that asshole. When technically it's not their fault because you didn't know ahead of time that he was going to do something so stupid.
Unless it would be their fault if they voted without knowing anything about him at all.
Right.
Because then they voted in obliviousness, so that should be illegal too.
Nobody'd vote here but a select few people if you actually had to do the research. Because most people don't actually do the research themselves. They watch...
They let Fox News do it.
Right. They watch one of those news organizations tell them what to believe, rather than do the research themselves and figure it out. I say this and I don't vote and don't care.
I rarely vote because I can't be bothered to read about the tons of choices we actually have here in Denmark. And I refuse to vote for someone or something that I don't understand or know what stands for. I vote in smaller cases or smaller things, and often I still vote. I just vote blank, basically turning in a blank sheet, so that I will count as having voted in terms of how large part of the population that votes. But I vote blank, as in I don't mark anything because I don't want to support any of it. Not sure if that's possible in the States to vote blank.
Yeah.
Right.
I do believe so. We can write in shit too. There's people that still vote for Mickey Mouse for president and Donald Duck and shit like that.
But they probably aren't serious, and if they are, they should probably be locked up.
Well, they figure out of the candidates in hand, Mickey Mouse would be a better choice, and a complete and utter imaginary creature.
Disney would be a better choice of president.
No, Disney would not be a better choice of president.
Well, Mickey Mouse is Disney. What Disney says, Mickey Mouse says. So wanting Mickey Mouse for president is the same as wanting Disney for president.
See, I'd go for Mighty Mouse. I think Mighty Mouse would make a better president.
I wouldn't go for any imaginary kind of characters, really. Of course, with the choices you have, that might still be the most tempting choice. To go with someone that doesn't exist.
So what do you think Trump did now that is going to cause more terrorists? We have enough as it is.
To cause more?
That's what Greg says.
Oh yeah, the Israel thing.
Talking about the Israel thing?
Move, so to speak. Great as in utterly retarded and inappropriate.
Yeah. give a shit less, not about my country.
Exactly, and that's why he shouldn't give a shit about
None of my damn
recognizing
business.
them either. Because when he did that, it instantly broke all attempts at peace between the two nations.
Them fuckers are never going to be at peace.
They aren't, no. But they weren't in an full-scale war before.
They're not now.
Why are
They
they
are.
pardoning Flynn?
Far closer to it now than they were before.
No, Mr. Trump, Jerusalem is not the capital of Israel. Oh, he wants to relocate the American embassy.
He did.
He did, or is in the works to do so.
Yeah,
from Tel
and
Aviv.
he recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel,
Which is where it was, and before it was the capital for a long time before somebody changed it.
Not proven. It was only the capital according to the Bible and similar text. Not the Bible per se, but religious text rather. That's the only proof they have that it was theirs.
I don't know why the fuck it matters, personally.
Well, the thing that matters is that some idiots decided after World War II that these people shouldn't have their own country, or should have their own country, so let's take someone else's and give it to them. That obviously pissed off the other people.
Yeah.
And now Trump decided to say, yeah, that was a great idea. Let's recognize that that's actually the real way to do it. Which pissed them off even more.
No. That's foreign affairs.
Left it alone, ignoring it.
That's foreign affairs. That's none of my business.
And none of his.
No. He's stuck in the part of, it's somewhat his business when it comes to where our embassies are going to be. All he did was recognize it as it. He didn't declare to the entire world that this is the capital. He's saying that we're recognizing it as the capital. Same as if I said I recognize Greg as the president of the internet.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean anything officially.
Your words have no weight, basically, outside of the group. And even in the group, it's very limited, so to speak. Where Trump's, despite him being quite a retard in most cases, his words have a lot more weight, especially in worldwide politics.
His words only have as much weight as people give it.
Yeah, and people give it way too much weight.
I need to find platinum.
But that's something that's always happened with American presidents, is they always give the American president's voice on a subject more weight than it needs to be. We're only one country in the world. We're
300 million.
In the United Nations, the U.S. is one of the.
You're all robot.
You're not here, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not here.
Yeah,
you're half not. I was trying to listen.
The United States is a large part of the United Nations, or at least were. They probably still are.
Yeah, fuck that United Nations crap.
Yeah,
and the United Nations is who declared the Jerusalem. As far as I know, it was the United Nations that declared Jerusalem, as well as the area in general, the property of the Jewish people, Israel now.
Yeah, the other part is for a country, if it's recognized by the primary member states, it can be admitted to the UN.
Yeah, and if it's admitted to the UN, it is legally a country.
Right. So the fact that it recognized that as a capital,
yeah,
that's kind of dangerous.
He's basically said that. Yeah, it's entirely correct. Those from Palestine, they have no rights at all. They shouldn't be there, even though we took the country from them and gave it to someone else.
The hell?
Took the country that was, as far as those people as far as those people are concerned, and from their history,
True.
it was theirs.
They should fight for it. They should fight for it because if they believe it's their country, they should fight for it. But America should not fight for it. America is not part of it in any way or shape, except that they want to be part of it, and therefore fucks everything up further.
Well, that's also same as saying that we shouldn't have went and fought against Iraq in the first war in Iraq to help Kuwait when they took the... Why? If you're a bigger country and you see somebody bullying somebody, you should step in and help them.
Yeah, help them, not fuck them up.
And so when...
It's not helping when you deliberately keep Hussein on as the leader.
That's different. What I'm talking about is the actual going and fighting Iraq to knock him out of Kuwait. That's the only part of this that I'm talking about.
And the one that invaded Kuwait wasn't that Hussein as well?
Mm-hmm.
So
the problem was that
and they decided to keep him as a puppet there, which didn't really listen to them anyways.
That was George Bush Senior's.
George Bush did that far later.
No, that was George Bush Senior's problem, where he decided not to annihilate frickin' Hussein in the first place, which is why the second...
Would have been better off not going in at all.
But...
Sure, there would have been a lot of lives lost in that if you didn't go in at first. Well, there were already, but that's something that would be unavoidable. There would have been probably a few more million lives lost. Which is tragic, yes.
But I don't agree with not helping somebody fight that needs the help. If you see them being in need.
With fighting regarding Israel and Palestine.
There's going to be no help for that fight. That is a long-going fight that's going to last for...
Exactly, and all he did was put more kindle on the fire. If he really wanted it to end in any way or shape, send in the military and storm the other side, but that would be wrong as well, because they also have right to the country. Or the area, rather.
But like I said, I don't see where him acknowledging it as a capital is that big a damn deal. I'm sure there's other people out there that do see it as a really big damn deal. I just personally don't. But that's because I have no... That's because I have no stake in that fight, you know? I'm not Palestinian, I'm not Israeli, I don't live over there, I have no stake in the fight, I don't really care. I don't see why...
about net neutrality in the States. I have no stake in it, I don't really care about it, but I still have an opinion whether it's right or not.
Alright, well, I'm gonna leave y'all two alone. I gotta go do some things.
Good luck.
I save my opinions for things that I give a shit about. That one, don't give a shit. Have nothing in it. Don't need to have an opinion.
Also, wasn't there some sort of supposed to be rule about no politics on Bastion?
There was.
Okay,
it didn't work.
Okay.
No talk of politics and religion because nobody's ever going to agree on those two subjects. Because everybody's going to disagree with me. Well, because the idea behind it when I made this rule was that I'm going to fucking die. Hold on a second.
Everyone's gonna fucking die.
Was it a lot of times people will put a lot more stock in what somebody says than what it needs to be. My opinion is my opinion. And my opinion should hold no more weight than anybody else's opinion out there. I am not any more important than anybody else. But when you start talking about politics and religion, not only do people put more stake in certain people's opinion, but they also feel so one-sided about it that anybody else's opinion that is not the same as theirs is going to be a threat to them. Where I am not that way. I am a Christian. You know, that's something I have never and will never hide. I believe in God. And I'll talk to anybody that cares to hear about it, if they care to hear about it. But
yeah, that's the big difference I have with people. Religious things is religion is personal. If someone, unless you're asked to talk about it, then it's none of anyone's business.
You know, I'm not going to try to convert anybody from anything to the way I believe. And I don't even believe the way I believe is anywhere close to what most people that say they are a Christian believe either. You know, I have my own way of believing, and to me, that's the way it should be. Everybody should have their own belief, and if
that's what I mean about it being personal. It's religion is there to help each person. It's not there to help everyone. Not as a group. It's there to help people individually if they believe in it and want to believe in it.
And I don't
If it helps people, then I'm all for it.
Which is where you have the whole issue with, you know, the Muslims and Christians, which have been fighting for fucking ever. It's not like this is anything new.
Definitely not.
To me, it's all bullshit, because there's no reason why you should be fighting over your belief because somebody else doesn't agree with you. If they don't agree with you, fuck them. That's their opinion. Leave them alone. None of us are going to be able to prove that we are right or anybody else is wrong until we're dead and see what's on the other side.
In which case, you're unlikely to be able to report it back anyways.
Correct. So, believe what you want, how you want. If you want to discuss your belief versus somebody else's, that's fine. But you don't have to get your panties in a bunch about it. You don't have to think less of somebody because they believe in something different or choose to not believe in anything at all. Now, I also feel that those that don't believe in anything at all need to get their panties out of a fucking bunch and stop screwing with people that do choose to believe in something.
Not believing is just as much a religion than believing.
Oh, definitely.
It's a personal thing.
Oh, definitely. And most people that choose to be like atheists, that's a religion. Because those people are hardcore fighting against there being a God. They're not saying we just don't believe there is one. They're pretty much, at least the vocal ones, are fighting to say, no, we say there isn't one, and that's the way it is. And that to me is just as, like, there's a guy on Call of Duty that is sitting there playing some pastor's sermon over and over and over while people are trying to play Call of Duty. I'm against it.
Oh, definitely.
Fuck, I just broke my damn shovel. I brought a damn shovel to get my damn grave. Can I make it out of a bone and a rock? Can I make a shovel? I can make a shovel. Ha 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 ha. Thank you, Greg. You did something that I like. I killed a skeleton and a zombie, got a bone and a rock, so I can get my damn grave back. Ouch! Motherfucker, stop shooting me for a cocksucking second. Let me get my shit. Fucking damn skeletons.
Kill him.
I already died once. Shut up. Kick this.
That's always time for a second.
No.
Or a third.
Motherfucker. Look here. Take an arrow up your bony ass. Fuck off. I forgot I didn't have any armor except my damn boots. Anyways, this guy is playing this preacher's hellfire brimstone frickin' preaching sermon thing, which I grew up enough with hellfire and brimstone preaching. I don't need to hear it. I actually am kind of against hellfire and brimstone. Sure, it's in the Bible, and sure, it's part of Christianity, but you shouldn't be scared into believing in God.
No, not really. That didn't work out well previously.
You know, that's not a reason to believe in God. But I also don't agree with what he's doing, even if it was preaching I liked, because that's not the place for it.
Definitely not.
Just like I feel that this is not the place for it. This is Minecraft. This is what we're supposed to be,
This is Minecraft and politics talk.
It's not supposed to be about politics, though. Somehow we keep getting there, damn it. But that's why I originally made that rule that we weren't going to talk about that stuff. But if somebody brings it up, we'll discuss it. Unless it gets out of hand and...
At least we can blame Greg this time, as he brought up net neutrality.
Yes, it's Greg's fault.
Yeah.
Blame Greg. You know, but I, being a Christian, don't agree with, some other religions, but I will never hold that against somebody for believing that way. I have a friend that is atheist. I have friends that are Christians that believe different than I do. And I don't have any Muslim friends. But that's kind of understandable because they wouldn't like me probably because their religion would keep them from liking a sexist prick like me. Well, wait a minute. Maybe not the sexist part, but they're really sexist because they really mean to the way women can dress and shit. And oh, it's the liking porn part. That's probably the part that they. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, oh yeah, the fact that I like to eat pork chops. Oh yeah, they'd hate that. Shut up a minute, Junior, motherfucker. Let me get this idea out. I know it's related. Shut the fuck up a second. I was thinking earlier when I was thinking about the net neutrality thing and then being able to block websites. I was like, now, what am I going to do if net neutrality happens and I can't go to that Muslim porn site where I get to see ankles? Because if you think about it, wouldn't that be Muslim porn? You get to see ankles and wrists?
Well, that's basically how porn was in the 20s, wasn't it?
Pretty freaking. I think 20s was more kneecaps, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it might be, but somewhere around
kneecaps and elbows.
Yeah.
We were a little more progressive, not much, but a little bit more in the 20s.
At least here we I think it's the 50s or so. Actual hardcore porn were legalized, and Denmark is the first place in the world.
Oh, I don't think we got it legal here until 70s, early 80s, something like that.
Yeah, we legalized it as the first country in the world.
Well, you guys are kind of weird. You just made it illegal to have sex with an animal not too recently.
Well, a couple years ago, a year or two maybe.
Yeah, that's a little strange, man.
Well, still, I don't see why it should be illegal. I'm not for it being a thing. But if the animal is not harmed, what is the problem with it?
It is nasty. That's what's wrong.
It is, but that's an opinion. That's an opinion, and there's a lot of.
Yeah, but that's a good fucking opinion. But that's a good fucking. Yeah, well. Oh, that's nasty, man. You're never going to get me to agree that bestiality should not be illegal. That should be illegal.
Vote ban for bestiality?
No, never once. Alright, what do you want, Junior?
First off, you piss off a Muslim, you take him to the Burger King drive-thru.
Piss off a Muslim by taking them to the Burger King drive-thru. They don't have a problem with burgers, they have a problem with pork, dumbass.
Who's the one
That's
that don't
Hindus
like
that don't like burgers, you jackass.
Well, you would take Hindus from Burger King drive-thru.
Oh, yeah, I probably would.
Hindus don't appreciate when you eat
That's
cows.
what beats there.
Yeah.
I don't
They
think it
find
should
them a
be
bit
illegal.
holy.
Yeah,
It shouldn't
which
have
I
to be.
think is a really weird thing that they believe over there.
A lot of beliefs are pretty weird for most people, or most other people than those who believe in it.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that,
But one part I find, to some degree, fun is that in some parts of India, when they basically revolted against the British during the colony time, they used some of the places they revolted because they had to make ammunition with cowhide. Using the cowhide to cover the pellets inside the casings. That's why they revolted in some of the places. But that didn't stop them from using said ammunition and cowhide and make more of it just to fight to complete the fight.
yeah, it is pretty bad.
Which is kind of a bit of shouldn't it mean they should find an alternative?
You would think.
I can't blame them for doing it because I would have done the same, even if I believed it was holy, since it's already done. And well, if we lose this fight, it's gonna be worse again.
Well, this is one of those things where I can't really have a whole lot of opinion on it because it's not my fight. But I heard a comedian talking about it one time that seemed to know what he was talking about, and I'm too lazy to research it and find out. Apparently, the cow thing in Hindu is because they believe that that's where their spirits are held between lives, is in the cow.
What happens if you're reborn as a cow?
I don't know. But the comedian I was listening to said that it was really funny because they would almost run your ass over if you were human, but if you were a cow, you couldn't touch them. So they gave more shit about you after you died than while you were alive.
Yeah.
They were just trying to help you get along to being a cow for a while.
Well, basically, you were probably also a better person being dead than alive.
It's not my fault if your stream lags one day after the vote. Yeah, it is. We'll blame you. Alright, well, I think we have had a long enough discussion.
Look up I just did, it's because they consider the cows holy because a sacred symbol of life.
A sacred symbol of life.
Yeah, and should be protected and revered or however you pronounce that.
But, wait a minute, if it's a sacred symbol of life, then shouldn't life be a symbol of life as well? And have you seen the streets over there? And the way they drive over there?
They really don't like life.
They don't really try to protect anybody's lives on their streets. So, that's where I heard somebody once say that symbols are for the simple-minded, which I don't agree with. I only agree with it.
It also can make sense.
I only agree with it when you fight stronger for the symbol itself than what it symbolizes.
Oh yeah, true that.
If if you were fighting for freedom of speech and you felt that your freedom of speech would be better protested by burning an American flag, the freedom of speech itself is the freedom that you're actually fighting against. So it's more important than the American flag that symbolizes, or at least partially, your freedom of speech. So burning of an American flag in protest, I don't think should be. Now, I'm not one that is for burning a flag, because what the fuck is that going to do in the first damn place?
Oh yeah, we have seen a lot of burned Dannebrog, which is the Danish flag. Especially when we had some drawings of Muhammad in some newspapers.
Oh, I heard about that.
I think that's 10 years ago or so now. The artist got several death threats as well as a few assassination attempts that failed. But there were a lot of videos on the net shortly after with the Danish flags being burned. And the funniest part of it was that none of the Danes gave a fuck. Why would we care if they burn our flag? It's not that the flag means anything to us except that, well, it's an image of our symbol of our country, but burning our flag does no harm to us.
Alright, well, we have had a long enough political discussion today, and I've got to piss like hell and don't actually want to have to take a break 2 hours in. So, since all I have to do now is go looking for this vein, I'm going to end because, well, nobody really wants to see me tunnel for hours on end.
I gotta go eat anyways.
So,
I should have been off 20 minutes ago.
have a good one, everybody.
Later.